That sound is rain. Before it starts again, let me turn it off. Name of this song is, Memory Rain. There. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hi, everyone. Tupac's wife, Carol, Innocent, Country Kitten, Lizzo, Matilda, Mission, Barbara Warren, Courting Tellini, Daniel Barry Sports, Freeside, Peggy, Megs, Edna Hodder. Yeah, keep my head up. Hi, Carol. I didn't even know he did a live. He said keep his name out of his mouth, so I'll just call him Southern Guy. Southern Guy. No, that won't work. Mr. Kentucky. The anger in his voice was palpable. In all honesty, it kind of scared me. I'm not afraid of him. Maybe I should be, but, I'm just amazed at everything. First of all, Parker wanted to go stay with his dad about 4 days ago or so. And that evening, he changed his mind because he doesn't want to travel that far. He's begged his father to move back to this town, and he won't. So, no one's keeping him here, Mr. Kentucky. Nobody is. He's moved 19 times. My mother was a psych nurse, and she said it's going to be like this when people deal with, their mental feelings about things and have anxiety and stuff. In his father's alcoholism, you want him to go live with an alcoholic? I don't think you do. It's not, he doesn't just sip and giggle and be nice with my son. There was one time he lit a candle, sat at the table in the kitchen in the dark, and just stared at my son like he didn't know who he was. And it really scared Parker. So if you feel the dire need to speak with my ex, just like Rose thought she did, that doesn't scare me, because Parker's only going to go if he feels safe or he wants to. Okay? I got some really good news today, but I've learned not to share things. But I will say this, I'm going to be able to take care of my own rent in just a matter of time. It's really, really good news. I'm so happy, but I'm not going to divulge what happened. And in fact, not just my rent, part of my future. So I couldn't have gotten this good financial news from my relatives on a better day with all this, I'm going to call it what it is, hate. I'm weirded out. I'm kind of weirded out. I really am, you guys, by his angry live towards me. I never, ever said he came on to me. Never. All I said was when I had my red dress on in June, the first time I was on his panel, he kind of liked it, or he acted like he did. And he said, oh, stand up and turn around. That's not me saying he's coming on to me or wanting to date me. Are you kidding me? He has girlfriends and past girlfriends and everything all over the place. I know this. He knows this. You know, I'm not saying he's a player. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, um, so yeah, the implications of that, like, I just don't get it. It's like when men get mad at you or something, they just want to really, they want to go for your looks, they want to go for your age. He called me 62 again. I'm not 62 yet. I'm 61. But I don't care. Call me 62, call me 63, call me 65. If I don't have another stroke, I'll make it that far someday. But I know I'm not going to have another stroke because I'm on meds. Otherwise, I'd kind of wonder, with all this stress. It's cyberbullying, and now I'm getting it from him. This is cyberbullying. I mean, it was literally my idea to go to California because it's not that incredibly far from me. Go to the YouTube headquarters dressed up as tigers, to get the news attention, whatever, men and women, and hold up signs of Mr. Kentucky, literally, and say, this is the man that's been cyberbullied worse than anybody on the internet I've ever heard of. Okay, I've continued to still try to support him. Now I'm really literally on a scale of 1 to 10. As far as today, I'm like a 6, scared of the man. I am. So, Markella, you're literally driving me nuts. You have no place being a tiger because you don't ever check it even once, much less checking it twice, cutting it once. You don't even check it once. First of all, I was the one, when my son lived with me, he got on the bus and got to community transition so he could get his GED because his father didn't get him on the darn bus so he could finish high school. High school to me is important. I finished high school. I graduated in business. Okay? But his father, now I'm repeating myself from my past lives, said it's not college. It's not that important to our son. Okay? I'm not in the wrong here. I'll go to my grave knowing I've been the best mom I can be. I quit drinking, which is something to be commended for, okay? Not bashed about. His dad drinks every damn day. His dad hides vodka in the cupboard. If you think that's good for someone that has anxiety disorder and depression and things like that to live with, he ends up going over there and drinking and staying up all night and sleeping all day. That's not any kind of life. At least here, he can get up and play the drums. He's near his sister. He doesn't just eat chicken that isn't cooked enough, so it's pink, and ham and cheese sandwiches and rice. I literally called the church in that town when I found out that my son was eating rice for like a week. And these people I don't even know brought pasta, oranges, probably some more rice, whatever, and bread, brought some food over. That's all I could do because I'm hours away. Quite a few hours, not 1 or 2, quite a few, you know? You guys don't get it. You don't get it at all. None of you are checking anything even once. And once you do, I don't expect an apology. I don't even want one. But you guys are all wrong. You're all wrong. I took notes because I want to make sure I cover every single thing. I'm not reading chat. If people are talking to me in chat or asking me questions or putting me down, I can't see it because then I have to get this close and then I'll be scrutinized about my face. I'll be called names and labeled animals. Okay? Labeled animals like horse face, things like that. So, Mr. Kentucky says that I knew it was a mistake when I was timed out, and that's why I did what I did. No, I was timed out a week ago. This all happened a week ago, and I stated that in my live. No one was taking any kind of culpability. Even when Mr. Kentucky wrote back to me, he didn't say he was sorry. He didn't anything. He just basically, in a nutshell, said, "You've never listened to me, you know, as far as saying too much," type deal. He said, "I'm done," or something, "take care," something of that sort. Okay. I'm not going to air his letter to me that's about this long, not addressing the fact that he could have asked me to remove my stripe and my lightning bolt in Messenger or even on his own darn live. If he publicly kind of wanted to humiliate me, I'm not saying he did, but if he did want to make an example of me, he didn't have to do it on Queen Bees when I was up there. Why not his own live? Make an example of me there so all your other tigers won't make the same mistakes that I do, because apparently you have to be perfect almost all the time. That's the feeling I'm getting. So anyway, Mama T came into my chat and said, I did get timed out for a certain reason, and it was about Summer Wells. Okay, I don't talk about Summer Wells. It's dangerous for Mr. Kentucky to even talk about Summer Wells. I'm not going to chit chat about it in some chat. I might have answered one little thing that someone asked me. For all I know, I could have been being set up in the chat. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. But I've been told by Jimmy's sister, trust no one. And she is so right. I can't even trust Mr. Kentucky now. I can't. I mean, I believed him when he said we protect women and children at all costs. Okay, apparently not if your ego, if something happens to your ego or your pride, the woman isn't protected. It's kind of scary. So anyway, you say, Mr. Kentucky, that I got timed out by mistake. Why is Mama T saying it was on purpose? And why do people have to be timed out for hours and hours and hours to make it look like they don't care about your program or what you have to say the remainder of it? Why? What happened to the 5 minutes or the 15 or the whatever? It's ridiculous. I've never agreed with mods treating grown adults, no matter what age they are, 18 and up, like children. And it happens everywhere. And I'm not going to allow my chat to do that. And you told me in the past that you were timed out as soon as you got in there. I didn't even see you come in to my chat. One time you did, and you were there a very short while, but I didn't know it was because you got timed out. And I told you I was going to address that. That was like 2 months ago. Not that you want to come in my chat, but when you used to want to, that upsets me that my chat would go ahead and do that. People in there. As far as my son, he can run the microwave. Yeah, he can, and he does. The stove, he does not want to turn the stove on because of our kitchen fire. If people can't believe that we had a really bad kitchen fire a few days after Mother's Day about 12 years ago, I don't know what to tell you. The flames almost were touching the water spout things, whatever the heck they're called. I can't think of the word right now. Sprinkler system. If they had, gallons and gallons of water would have come down, and I don't have renter's insurance. It was inches from it. All over a rice cooker, brand new, catching on fire on the stove. I don't believe at all that I ever turned on that stove thing, because even when I went to turn it off, it was the back one where the water was boiling. That one never caught fire. It was the front one that the rice cooker was just sitting on with the cord still wrapped up in it. It burned up this far up in it. And when I pushed the rice cooker off the burner thinking that would help, no, it made the smoke go from gray to black. It was really, really scary. So anyway, and we had one of those spray, whatever they're called, fire extinguisher right outside my darn door. I forgot it was there. I've lived here for years. I've never been in a fire. All I could focus on was just getting everyone out, except myself. I was the last person out. As far as witches in my kitchen, who on earth is making that up? That's just weird. I don't even have a witch magnet. I don't even have a witch on my fridge. Like, that's just weird. So now, you guys, I'm going to carry my iPad into the kitchen and prove to you that when I have the red lips on the white thing with the little red hearts around it, they're just lips, pinkish red. It's for Valentine's Day. It's what I bought myself. It's not in front of a fridge. It's in front of the kitchen sink. And my son walks around that thing or even on it thousands of times. He doesn't care. I mean, you guys, it's really almost weird. So I have a little kitty cat one that matches kitchen towels. Like this rug thing has been talked about since the beginning of February. And what? We're almost in April, so we're talking 2 months. So I'm going to take this.
I mean, because you guys are playing right in the middle of the road and everyone can hear it, you know what I mean?
Parker, please don't talk to them out there. Well, they're being nice now, but if they throw rocks. Okay, for all of you that just have to see. See? Her, his, whatever. Okay? I have my Living room is green for March, and it'll be orange. Oranges and yellow for Easter. Because when you live in the same place for a while, it's nice to be able to change up the colors in the living room at least. So do you think we can put that to rest? Good grief, you guys. Furthermore, there's no locks on a fridge. How on earth do you even do that? It's 2 doors down like this. So that's a lie too, Markella. Stop spreading lies. If you continue this defamation of character, I'm going to do something about it. And I'll have people help me because you won't shut up. You're putting lies out there that I had a man that was 15 in my chat and as a mod. Guess what? He's 23. He has his own channel. Many people on my channel subscribe to the guy. He's special needs. I subscribed to him. I went over and took a look. Okay? You're going to trust the first woman that says to you, that's my son? And then call an organization on me? Okay, I can let that go. I can let bygones be bygones with that. But you're still running your mouth in people's, in the comments. Oh, she doesn't want him to get a GED. Yeah, I flippin' did. Okay, I signed him up for community transitions, not his dad. I did. He didn't finish it. If he had lived with just me, he would have finished. So blame me all you want. You're stupid, is what you are. You don't know what you're talking about. And you don't want me to talk about your grandchild and the horrific things that happened? I gosh darn will. I'll look into your past if you keep this crap up, and don't think I won't, because I've had it with you, Markella. You're fake. You're evil. You're an evil person. You're an evil woman. And Mama PI, you don't know what the hell you're talking about either. Refrigerators aren't locked. Closets aren't locked. And his phone, he asked me, he said, Mom, take my phone. I don't want to be tempted to talk to my dad right now. This was a couple of weeks ago. I'm really pissed at him. That's what he said. You want to know why? Because his dad was making threats again against me, which would affect him. And he literally has to say to him when he's intoxicated, please, please don't, Dad. Don't, Dad. That affects me too. And he says, oh, okay, when he drinks. And then the next day, it's not at all like that. So, Mr. Kentucky, you really want my son? I said our, meaning me and Joe. You want him to live with someone like that that's literally in his last stages of alcoholism, is out of control. Now, this is the other thing. I want my son to have a girlfriend. He's had one before, by the way. Newsflash, okay? He had a long distance relationship with a gal on the phone. And I don't know, he was younger. He was a teen. He hasn't been interested in any of that, but his dad keeps pushing it, making him feel guilty. How come you don't have a girlfriend? How come you're not this? How come you don't go to church? How come you don't have a job? I mean, geez. Okay. He could sweep floors at least in a store, work part-time, be able to keep his SSI. This is clear back when I didn't even need my son's help, when my father was alive and my rent was lower. My rent goes up $100 every damn year. Does yours? Does this happen to all of you? Every year, 100. And that started roughly 6 years ago. So I do the best I can, but I got really incredible financial good news today. And I'm so relieved and I'm so happy. Now, as far as my son wanting to live in his own place, he's done that before, Mr. Kentucky. He's done that. He had his own place. I moved him in. He couldn't handle the carpeting. He said it was old or something. I said, no, it's brand new carpeting. I mean, it's brand new. No, I saw dog hair on it. Then we talked to the leasing person. It is brand new. Move him back in. Then there's the little notices. There's a meth problem with some people in this building, elderly, disabled place, that was going to be addressed in March. This was January. And because the note was on, they're sporadically put around, right? So next door to where my son was, there was a notice. So he assumed that person, that man who was like in his 80s, was doing meth. I said, no, they're just putting random notices. There's just going to be a discussion about it. It's not going to affect you, this and that and the other thing. Because his rent was really cheap, inexpensive, whatever. You know, I bought him matching little shower curtains and rugs for his bathroom. I brought all his food over there, you know. But in a 10-day span, he was in, out, back in, and back out in 10 days. In hindsight, maybe I should have made him stay. No, you can't come back home. But I just didn't have the heart. That's when things were getting kind of psychosis-y or whatever, kind of, you know. I have a lot of support from women saying that their children in their 30s that have, you know, anxiety disorders, or they're on the autism spectrum, you know, they're still living at home. I want him to have his own place. If he doesn't want to, then I hope to God he would at least be in like a home where they can help him get food and help show him how, you know, whatever. Help him with the life skills that he needs. But he wavers. He wavers on what he wants to do. For a few months, he wants that, and then he'll talk to his dad, and he'll want to live with his dad, and then he'll try to live with his friend that he speaks to every day on the phone. But now this guy is going to move a town away, and he doesn't want to be a town away, and you know, you guys just don't get it. But guess what? The way things are financially going to start working for our entire family, seriously, like I just found out this morning through relatives. Now he has a choice, because it's one, you have to have 1.5 times your income to put someone in a home. Okay. That's just for people who refuse to cope with life, a little bug, a noise, something that reminds them of something. Okay. He's dealt with severe obsessive compulsive disorder since he was 11. These aren't made up things. I don't want my son to have anything wrong with him. He was a happy-go-lucky little baby. Healthy, everything. The onset of a lot of these mental challenges is adolescence. I mean, geez. And it could be worse. He is not schizophrenic, but his psychiatrist and because I believe the psychiatrist, he's got everything on the list in it, believe he has schizoid affective disorder. The schizoid part is a precursor to schizophrenia. The affective has to do with mood. It's a very real thing. That none of us asked for, including him. So anyway, I have a daughter, okay? And because of his trusting anybody and anything and any time of day or night, if he gets on a dating site, we're at risk. So I told him, when you want to go on a dating site to meet someone, you've got to have your own place or live with your dad, right? Whatever. That's what I said. I'm not keeping my son, you guys, from having a girlfriend. That's just stupid. That's so dumb. I want nothing more than for him to be happy, have contentment, feel what everyone else feels. You guys have it so, so wrong. And by the way, when people knock on my door, I don't open it to anybody. For one, a lot of these apartments, they all look alike. The pizza delivery people can't even get the apartment straight half the time. People could be, wasted at 2 a.m. and think they're knocking on the right one or trying to just push on the door to get in. So if someone comes to the door, I'm not going to tell them about myself or even answer it or even introduce myself. I haven't done that ever since they were little kids. There's never this, who is it? Come on in. No, the door's locked. So you guys are very, very wrong about that. And we have pretty serious homeless situation in this town. We just do. People are sleeping. There was this huge box of cornflakes open with spoons stuck in it. It was really kind of sad. I saw it 2 days ago at the bottom of the stairwell in back behind by cardboard and stuff that someone must have been sitting on. And I know exactly how long it's been since I've seen my mother. 12 years this past September, because I took the train with my daughter in 2011. Okay. My life fell apart, even though I didn't drink on the train there or at my mother's or even on the train back. I knew better. I had some discipline in myself. But things got out of control on a Tuesday night, and I lost her for 3 months, and I got her back, and I'm proud of that. But between that and the dad living clear in another state, when he's the one that abused me in front of her, the reason he didn't get her is I kept a ledger of the abuse. Thank God. That's when they said he needs parenting classes, and he didn't even bother doing it to get her. Okay? He let her stay in the foster family, which, thank God, they were a wonderful family. We're still friends today. She's been to Lake Tahoe twice with them. Okay? I could have been like never letting her out of my sight because it was so hard and devastating when she was 7 to have her gone. And my son had to go live with his alcoholic dad. But I didn't. I don't keep my family from having a life. It's just been hard since my father passed away. And that's the other thing. To say I could see my dad instead of going to Virginia, no, he was already dead. When I talked to him on the phone around my daughter's birthday, he was laughing, he was talking, he was joking, he was cutting up. He had a new doctor. He sounded just fine. I don't know if maybe he got that C disease or what, but he didn't answer his door for a while. His brother checked in on him. He went to the hospital, and I'm told it was his kidneys. I mean, he had issues with that, right? But it was his kidneys. But he and I and everybody thought he was doing okay. And he wasn't young. I think he was 86 or 87. And I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. I don't have the money to just fly. And when you have families you're taking care of, Mr. Kentucky, you need to be there for your families. That's why I couldn't leave. I'm not just going to get on a plane when my dad is having heart surgery, when I could talk to him on the phone and know he's okay and stay in touch with him after that. I'm not just going to take my kids out of school. It's expensive, you guys. Now, I just spoke to my mother today. We had a really nice talk, and I brought up this summer again to her. And she said, if it works out for both of us, that's how she's wording it, because she just doesn't know either. She doesn't know how her husband's going to be doing. Okay. And I said, if it doesn't work this summer, maybe next summer we just really can just make it work somehow, but we've got to kind of plan it. And she agreed. But everyone's going to be on my ass about this summer if it doesn't happen again. And her husband got cancer. Okay. She doesn't want visitors when the guy has cancer and is going through radiation for a whole 8 months. And then before that, chemo. And then after the radiation, they thought it'd be gone. No, it wasn't. He had to have surgery, have it removed. And then that didn't even work. And now he has a colostomy bag. Okay. I mean, the guy has some pride, but he's not keeping the, daughter and granddaughter from his wife because he's sick. It's just common sense. I'm not simping for anybody, Ernie, and you know it. I don't go over to his chat. I don't go up on Morbid's panel. I don't dare do anything. I don't go over to Queen Bee because then I'm just considered a panel hopper. When I went over to Queen Bee's ever in my whole life 2 times. Yeah, don't time out Ernie. You guys darn well better not time him out. I've been verbally abused my whole life. I've been called fat and everything. And now I got Ernie Shell calling me horse face. You have to live with that, not me. Maybe I wear a lot of makeup because of men like you that put women down. Maybe I'm trying to cover up what I have. Did you ever think of that? I always cared about you and your mission and your life and your health. And for you to drag me, just like you said, it was a comedy routine. You dragged me for 40 minutes. And I don't wear red lipstick, folks. This is like a peach. This isn't red. He doesn't mind peach mocha. I haven't worn red since I was 30. I'm crying because I'm in shock. He's in my chat. I'm in shock. Let's make it clear, he and I never had anything. He never reached out to me. I reached out to him when I was like going through that weird morbid stuff, and I reached out when I was, being accused of setting him up on morbids. But as far as like, oh, what are you wearing or whatever the fuck, no, nothing like that ever happened. And I never said he came on to me. All I said was he told me to stand up and turn around in my dress. That's all I said. I don't think there's anything more for me to say. And no, I don't wear Depends. And I don't have white crusty stuff coming out of my crotch, Ernie. You're disgusting to talk like that about me. I'm sober and I'm doing the best I can with what I have. My son loves the drums, and somebody wrote lame in there, big letters, LAME, and I blocked them. You pick on my face, Ernie. Go ahead while I'm bawling my eyes out. And I'm not crying because you don't like me or you don't find me attractive. You're bringing up pain that I've been through my whole life with my ex. I've never kept my son from his father. Ever. Ever, ever. And Joe won't even get the tires fixed on his van to come visit. And he stayed here before. He brings his little cot and his CPAP machine, and he's in the living room. I made that live yesterday because of your damn mods. Your damn mods. They can do no wrong, say no wrong, and be forgiven if they do something wrong. But if you're not a mod and you fuck up in any way, that's it. Please don't make fun of my face on a next live or my body. I privated all those things. I privated about 4 days ago. I privated the conversations between me and Rose. And I defended myself, God damn it, for 12 days. She dragged me. There's a difference. There's a difference. Okay? I didn't even know what dragging was. I'm not 69, I'm not 62, and I'm not 63. I'm 61. And I'm in shock. I've lived this long. I can't believe on Easter I'm sitting here expressing myself and my future and my reality with my son to a bunch of strangers. And I even care. I shouldn't even care. Parker loves his drums. He's been playing every day. When he was going to go stay with his dad, he took the whole drum kit down and he put them in a big black bag. Thank God no pieces got lost. When he decided he wasn't going to go, he put it all together, and he's been playing it every day since. You know, I can't even teach my son boundaries without people saying I'm mean to him because I don't answer the door when I'm on live. Fuck you. Yeah, I do. I put it on mute and I answer it every damn time. What are you talking about, Markella? You're such a goddamn bitch. Whatever. I don't care who likes me anymore. I don't care. I really don't. Ernie can hate me. He can think I'm the ugliest, oldest piece of shit out there. I've done nothing but support him for 3 years. And as far as putting his picture on my phone, I didn't do that right away. I started chatting last June. I put that on my phone as a screensaver after everything else I used. I was sick of everything I had. I liked the one where he blinked and his eye changed green. Okay. And I put that on my phone, 3 months ago? And I've known of him? No, Lightning Tiger. Okay, I've seen a therapist before when I was going through my shit with Mike. I'm fine. People don't want me to be fine. My son wants to be here. He doesn't want to live with a drunk dad. They have each other's email, they have each other's phone, and that's the other thing. I didn't take his phone from him. He said, "Here, Mom, I don't want to be tempted to call my dad." You guys can think what you want. I don't care anymore.